Hello everybody, my name is Nino Sapina. I am a CEO and co-founder of Realcast. Our company develops immersive experience in extended reality using different kind of technologies, virtual reality, mixed reality, augmented reality. In the last 4 years, we have developed many different experiences for cultural locations to present to the visitors of the Museum of Heritage Locations. My company was created 4 years ago with my co-founder, Diego Fernandez-Bravo. He's a technical director and I am a producer. We worked together for more than 15 years in video games industry. Notably, we developed at Ubisoft very famous games like Just Dance and Raving Rabbits. So very mainstream games using motion gaming with the controllers, with the Kinect cameras. So we was always interested to see how the interactive innovation can bring new kind of experience to the gamers or to the visitors. When we built this company, we wanted to see how this new immersive technology works with the general public, the public who is not technical, who doesn't know how headsets works, and who doesn't know even how the games works. Because in museums, obviously, you have people from all the ages, all the technical and non-technical knowledge. Some people are even don't like technical devices. So we wanted to test this technology with this kind of audience before getting back to games that we are building right now. So I will show you the experience that calls Insurrection 1944, that speaks about the Second World War and the end of the war in Paris. Let me present you the location. So this is a view of Museum of the Liberation of Paris. It's built on the place d'Enfer Rochereau, which is a famous place for people who already visited Paris. They probably visited catacombs. The catacombs is just across the boulevard, on the other side of the boulevard. And the particular thing about this museum is that it's built upon the very historical location, which is the underground shelter that was built between two wars for the population of Paris in case of chemical attack. That never happened, but this place was built for that time, and then the resistance during the Second World War have identified this place as an ideal place to go there and to act, organize the insurrection and the resistance in Paris region. On this slide, you can see the stairs that are leading to this place, which is quite deep underground. There are 200 steps. So it's a long descent to the location. And in the second photo, you can see corridors. Today, they are completely empty, which means that for the museum direction, they really had hard time to find a solution how to present what happened at this location without any physical artifacts or things to show inside. There are small armories. You can see some elements, but very few, because most of the things were taken away. So all corridors are different, the same, sorry, and the rooms as well. So the solution of virtual and mixed reality was really ideal to populate this place, to give the life to this place, so the visitors can be like in the time of 1944, and to meet the resistance and the people who was working there for 2 weeks at the end of the war. So I will show you the video without sound that I will comment that shows the museum and the experience itself. Please note that the video cannot transcribe the real immersive experience, so you can only see these 2D images, but the only and the best way to realize is to go there and to have experience. So I warmly invite you to come to Paris when you can. This exhibit is permanent, so it will be there anytime, and so you can have a real experience. So this is the museum and the Nonferrous place, and we have been using archive video that was filmed at the end of the war, where they filmed the resistance still in this location, and this helped us to reconstruct the characters, the objects, and the different activities that happened in this location. It was, for example, telephone central, and of course different characters like this soldier who is your guide, and Colonel Roll, who was the leader, who was the chief of the resistance, and very famous historical character, and thanks to this experience you will be able to meet him. You can see here the picture, the photo of the Colonel Roll that was taken in the same location as we was building the experience, and we have recreated the Colonel Roll in 3 dimension using the human actors, and we did the same scene, the phone scene where he was phoning to the network of resistance to find to resolve some very urgent situation during the liberation of Paris. The particularity of this place is that it's 100% humidity, so very particular and difficult constraints for technical materials. So it means that we should not leave any headset or other devices in this place for a long time. Obviously, the depth and difficulty to access. There was no Wi-Fi at all. That was also the constraint from the museum. So we had to build the system for HoloLens that use spatial anchoring, but only locally embarked in the headset, with no possibility to have a communication between headset and remote calculations, for example, that could help in a spatial anchoring. And as I said, we had very few elements, mostly photos, and this only movie that was captured at the end of the war. So the choice of the technology of HoloLens was really, I would say, the one of few that fit the needs of the museum and their will to show what happened in this place without any physical objects. So we won this. It was public appeal to win the project, and then it was a very big rush because we had only 7 months to build the whole experience, which is quite short regarding all the creative elements that have to be built, and also technical hurdles that should be resolved in this short period of time. So a little bit about how it works. So here you can see the notebook of the visitor, because visitors plays a role of the journalist in the time of Second World War, and his role was to interview all the resistance and to understand what is going on during the war and during their action, and to make article for the press, for the Parisian population, to know how to insurrect and how to liberate from the occupants, from the Nazis, before the Allied troops arrived, because Allied troops were arriving in 2 weeks, and the resistance was there to make a communication between the resistance in Paris, in the Paris suburbs, and obviously with the Allied troops that were arriving. So here you can see the initial works inside of the museum before the installation. There's a director of the museum showing us the plans. This is a big door, the entrance of this place, and this is the famous indication where is the office of the Colonel Roll that dates from this moment, and that is part of all the elements of the storytelling. The challenge was how to make life in this place without any objects. So as I said, we built a whole set of characters, and the objects and the storyline to lead you through this space in a very natural way without need to any human assistance. So it's a visual, it's audio. Audio is very important. And we succeeded to build this experience to lead the visitors in a very simple manner, but behind that was a very complex technical solution. So this is the plan of the location. So you can see there are multiple corridors and multiple rooms with different activities. So was like entrance. So entrance was the first, I would say, contact with the mixed reality for the visitors. So they just got the headset on the head, and then they see the door that opens. So they have to press the ring button with their finger because it works with the hand tracking, and then the doors open, and then they see the virtual character inviting them to lead him into the experience. And then the character leads them to different rooms. So one of the things that was very important is that this place is quite, I would say, the corridors are not very large. So we wanted that the visitors can go in different rooms, but not all together at the same time. So we built several paths through this location. So every time another visitor arrives, he would take another path and do the experience in different ways. So that was the solution to use the whole place as much as possible without having people walking in the same direction at the same time. So the best comfort and the best quality of the experience. We were using for this the mechanics of video games that we worked for many years, which means that everything is interactive. Each room, you can meet a character that speaks to you, that asks you to do some very simple gesture. It's not a video game. It should be more accessible because the experience is shorter than a video game. But still, it was very important for the immersive part that visitor can do things in each of the room and feel like they were part of the story. So, for example, here in the room of Quartier Général in headquarters, they were like building a barricade in a reduced model. In the phone central, they was reading the articles to the operator. In the secretary room, they was finding the movement of the troops to be shown on the map that was on the wall. And in the colonel room, they were giving a pen to the colonel so he can show them what's going on there. And after they were following the soldier through the experience. So here you can see I would say, without a wall, the whole different characters and the settings. So it's a quite huge scene, but obviously separated in smaller chunks of each experience. So you can have 7 characters that are in this experience that are getting activated when you come close to them and they talk to you. It's the character approach is very much related to I would say the movie storytelling, because they're alive, they're looking at you at the eyes, and they are really following what you are doing. And if you, for example, you get lost or you wait in the corridor, but they will stop, they will wait for you, they will ask you, do you want to continue? If you do something wrong, for example, you don't understand what you have to do, they will try to help you, and then at some point they will just lead you to the next step. So it's really intelligent and adaptive interaction towards the visitors, so they feel like they're really handled by the real humans, even if it's only virtual characters. Here you can see the excerpt of the movie and also the archives. So we use the scan of the journals from the time and transform them into 3D models and then make them interactive. So visitors could choose the article, that the secretary will read and then make an action to show what's going on the real in the field, and to show them where are the troops coming. We built the scenario with the specialists and experts from the history that was provided by the museum. And so we did a lot of work for the research to be really very accurate in terms of history, and to choose the most crucial part of the history, and at the same time to make a choice, not to do too much, because the experience is 25 minutes, which is quite long for this kind of experience, but still, at the end, it goes time pass very quickly, and it's important for the visitor to remember the key elements of the history. And then after, he can go upstairs in the museum and go much more in depth about each of the elements and find information about every moment of this of the liberation of Paris. Here you can see the equipment and the habits of the soldiers that we used to scan in 3 dimensions. So our approach was really to use the actors, the real actors, that we did like a casting, and we chose the actors that was closest to the looks of some historical character, for example, Colonel Raw. And also we work with all the, I would say, creative crew from the movies, like costumes, like mannequin, like for the look like of the face, to make them as real as possible before to do the scan. This is the session of capture of photogrammetry. So each actor went through this session and was captured in multiple times to have a best quality model of his body with the habits of the time. And so there was a scan of the body, and there was more detailed scan of the face. You can see our developer working on the integration of different assets, 3D assets, animations, lip sync, dialogues into the same character that became alive. And this is also very close to the video game industry, where you build the characters, they have a full set of motion, capacity to walk, to talk, to interrupt their movements regarding what you are doing. Here you will see the session of motion capture, which is also a way to, after this 3D scan, we did motion capture to capture all the movement that have been decided to be used in this experience. And this is a soldier role. He's opened the first door and inviting the visitors to come and to enter the experience.
Jean, il y a quelqu'un pour toi.
So we spent several days to capture all these movements. You can see the sound studio with a recording of voices. The funny thing is that the main character, Colonel Raw, who is obviously French, and when we decided to make an English version of the experience, we decided to keep him speaking English with his very strong French accent. And it was a really great choice. And all the visitors from England, from the United States, they find that very normal and have no problem understanding, and makes this experience even more, I would say, immersive and like lifelike. The last image is about facial capture, where we captured all the expressions of each actor, and after recreated facial expression that was added to the model, and then enable each actor to talk different languages with a very accurate lip syncs. So there are 2 languages available, French and English. Here is the manual to use. The important part of the experience is also to have a person who is taking care about how the experience is managed outside of the experience. Means receiving the visitors, explaining what they will do, not in terms of content, but in terms of just handling and start and the end of the experience. The idea is that the visitor doesn't have to touch headset at all. Everything is installed by this mediator, and he is taking the headset at the end of the experience, and the people should just forget about technology and go through the experience themselves and go completely immersed into the experience. So these are the indications. So this is for HoloLens 1, because we started with HoloLens 1 in August 2019. So the first version was HoloLens 1, so there was all instructions how to handle charging, installation, and different adjustments for the mediators, not for the users. We did a lot of play tests before deployment, which means that we passed at least 1 month testing with different personnel of the museum to find the best adjustments for the experience. And then even after the deployment, we use 1 month more to see how the experience was working with the users. And thanks to the mediator who was there watching the experience, get the feedbacks and improve the experience during the integration of this last month. And that was very important. The Microsoft was also a great partner because they were present. They even sent some people from the Redmond R&D to help us with the spatial anchoring, which was very big a challenge for this project. We didn't have any loss of material and any breaks. So this is really thanks to this system of a mediator who is taking completely care about headsets and not leaving the user to manipulate, because it's not needed. And as you will see at the end, it's the returns of the public are really very, very positive. And that was really a big plus for this kind of experience, where normally one part of the visitors are reluctant to this kind of technical solution. So this is a HoloLens 2, and 6 months after the installation of the experience, we was one of the first companies and teams to deploy a HoloLens 2 experience in this museum. Was like also the first client to have the HoloLens 2 installed. So it was a very big project and exciting for us to get hands on this new device. Since then, we have more than 10,000 visitors, even where COVID removed a big part. Still, this experience, as I said, is permanent, and it's bringing the visitors every day. Obviously, this kind of experience brings young audience to the museums, which is the purpose, but it works very well with also people for any age. And this was also a big discovery for us to see that even the people for plus 60, plus 70 can do the experience and appreciate the new technologies and to see and to participate in this kind of experience. So the team was really very much involved and did huge efforts to make this happen. And fortunately, we get a lot of feedback from the press, from the media after the release. So we had a huge coverage coming even from United States. We collaborated with Microsoft. They've sent some journalists, some influencers to make different articles. And it was really, this experience still today, it's a reference, I would say, in use of mixed reality in cultural locations. Finally, we won 2 awards, Satis 360. It was an award given by the movie makers, famous movie makers, like a movie maker from Taxi, which was a very famous movie in France, because they discovered this kind of storytelling that they didn't know. And we also won the Aurea Award in Germany, which is a very famous award since 2 years now, and we was like a winner in 2020. In fact, the award is 2019, but it will happen in January 2020. And obviously, we are very happy to participate in GDC with 1 year of delay, but still, we believe that's a great opportunity to share this experience with you. So a little bit more about visitors' feedbacks. So as we said, the museum and us, we really try to take in account a lot about the opinions of the visitors, especially the first visitors, and to see how they are using the experience, what are the hurdles, maybe obstacles, what makes them, what make the experience maybe people who don't want to finish or who don't like the technical solution. But frankly, we was very surprised, but very, very positive feedback from all over the museum. So I can show you some sentences. There is like a book of remarks from the visitors, and the museum, Paris Musée, who is handling 40 museums in Paris. So they have really a lot of different museums and have different kind of digital solution for these museums. They say that this is the first one. There's such a big positive feedback from the audience. It's almost unanimous. So people are really very, very happy and very impressed by what's possible with this kind of experience. So we are happy too, and we believe that there is a big future for this kind of experience in a different location. We also now, especially with the COVID, are also proposing to the location to build in situ experience, but also virtual experience that use the same assets, so that can enable people who are at distance to participate to this experience together. So I'll let you leave these words, and then I will finish my presentation on this slide. And please feel free to ask any question you have after the session. Thank you.